Now, before I start this video, I want to say this real quick. The people that are the strongest audience, the biggest audiences talking about the Galaxy Z Fold 6, talking good or bad about it, mostly bad or saying it's not much of an upgrade, they don't use a folding phone on a daily basis. I would guess 98% of them don't even use Android. Most of these people are iPhone users. So don't forget that fact. If you meet these people in public, they almost always have Apple Watches or they have iPhones or both. If they're using Android, they almost never use a folding phone for whatever reason. They think it's stupid. They don't think it's worth it. They think it's too big. They think it's this, they think it's that. I actually use a folding phone 95% or more of the time as my daily phone. So when you hear that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is a small, boring upgrade, don't believe the hype. Trust your own opinion, or trust people that, like myself and others, who actually use folding phones enough to know and feel these differences. There's big differences in this, so check it out. And also, if you want to buy one, link down below, supports the site. Check it out, guys. I am super stoked about this Fold 6. No joke. I can't wait for mine to come in a little bit, couple weeks, 10 days. All right, so I know this is gonna come up a lot, and it's if you should upgrade to the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Folks, I don't know if any of you have like the Z Fold 1 or 2 currently, probably a really small percentage of people. I think a bigger percentage have the 3, the 4, or the 5, and probably the biggest percentage I would guess would probably be the 4 and the 5. But I wanted to go through each phone and if you should upgrade. Now, I wanna say this right off the bat, don't upgrade if you are happy with your phone and your phone works great. You have no reason to upgrade, really, especially if you answered yes to both of those questions. If you are fine financially or you can afford it and you can pay it off really soon, okay, then maybe you should think about upgrading still. At this point, let's talk about the phones though. I think it's an easy yes or no. If you have a 2, a 3, and most likely a 4, I think it's safe to say yes, upgrade. Now, why should you upgrade if you have a 2, 3, or a 4? Well, you're gonna get S Pen support on some of those phones, or one of those phones, if I remember correctly, doesn't have S Pen support. So you're gonna get the S Pen support. You're gonna get the latest software on the Galaxy Z Fold 6 line. You're going to get 7 years of updates, which is insane. You could keep this phone till, what is it, 2024, 2031, and you still be getting OS updates. Like, that's absolutely insane. The phone's fast. Not that your phone probably won't feel fast, but the battery's gonna really start to age on the 2 and the 3, if not the 4 as well. So you're gonna get a fresh new battery. You're gonna get the newest, fastest processor, so everything's gonna feel zooming fast and smooth. You're gonna get bigger, well, in some regards, yeah, bigger, brighter displays, especially on the outside. It's gonna feel thicker to you as well, wider, I should say. It's thinner, it's lighter. There's a lot to like in terms of the physicality of the Galaxy Z Fold 6 coming from those phones. Camera's gonna be better. Like I said, the performance is gonna be better. Battery life should be better. The main components of the phone are going to be better. The Z Fold 6 is literally the best folding phone Samsung has ever made. And I'd be hard pressed to probably say it's not the best folding phone ever made. And I mean that in the sense of it's probably gonna be the most reliable folding phone that anybody, have it be Samsung or anyone else, has made. And I say that because every single year, Samsung has gotten better and better and better over the previous generations of build quality, the hinge. They've gotten a little bit better. They've gotten better with the weight. They've gotten better with the thickness. They've gotten better with making the outside display feel a little bit bigger and not so thin like they did in past generations. There's a lot that they've just incrementally gotten better. They haven't made any massive jumps, I would say, but incrementally, they've made some nice big changes throughout the years. And when you're upgrading your phone, there's a few things you want when you upgrade. One, you want years of updates. This is gonna get it, 7 years of updates. You want something that's gonna be fast, fluid, smooth, and be able to handle basically any task for years to come. Now, in 7 years, I'm not saying this phone's gonna feel like a beauty. Most phones won't, but it should still feel pretty good in about 7 years. But I don't think most people are gonna, have this for 7 years. It's rated, like when you open and close the phone, it's rated for like 10 years of open and closes. Like, that's insane too. To add on to that though, in terms of what you're looking for. You're looking for something that's going to have good battery life. Now, this phone, I've never had amazing battery life personally with any folding phone. I would expect this one to probably be on par, maybe a little bit better than some of the previous generations due to AI, due to them optimizing the software, optimizing the processor, and how that all interacts with each other. The other parts of it are you want good build quality. This is literally, like I've mentioned before, the best build quality you're going to get on a phone, especially a folding phone. You have to be concerned with that. But then you can always get the insurance. You can get their Samsung Care Plus plan, which if you break it or whatever, you can send it off to them, get it fixed for very small amount in terms of your deductible that you would need to pay. With all that said, and the camera, I know some of you are gonna say the camera sucks. It doesn't suck. It's not the best, but I feel like it's gonna be improved. I took one photo, two or three photos I should say, but I only posted one. And I could tell the difference. The colors were better on the Z Fold 6. The microphones are better on the Z Fold 6 than previous generations. And I think once they get the final software and the final optimizations out there, and then throughout the months and years as this phone gets older, the camera will get better. It happens every single year. Samsung releases a phone, and then just like any company, or you could say Samsung if you want to pick on them, their cameras generally get better as time goes on because of software updates, because of tweaks, and I don't think this is any different from that. So the main components of the Z Fold 6 versus the 2 through 4 is going to be big, especially reliability. 2 through 4, I think it broke on me every single one of those, and the 5 has been rock solid, and 6 is going to be even better than the 5 and definitely better than the 2 through 4. Now the 5, if you want something that's going to be better in a few key areas, then you might want to upgrade, especially if you can afford it and you're interested in upgrading. One of them is the display size. The outside display size, not a huge difference on the Z Fold 6 versus the Z Fold 5 on that outside, but it's big enough to make a big difference. And what I mean by that is when you use it, that's where you're gonna look and feel. It's like one of those phones in your hand that when you feel it, it feels so much better premium-wise than previous generations. It feels so much better and looks better than previous generations because of the squared off design. Everything looks symmetrical. It is sexy. If you want a sexy folding phone, Z Fold 6 right now is the sexiest, I think. I really do. Now you might say some other Chinese phone that you can import is better looking for it, then it's thicker, has more RAM, has brighter displays, whatever it has. But you gotta remember that Chinese software is nowhere near complete or as good as Samsung folding software. They have the best software that I've seen, most complete. It's not always the fastest feeling. It has so many features though, with Good Lock and all the stuff built into the settings and multitasking and updates all the time, every single month. And then they come up with features with AI. They do all kinds of stuff. They add a lot of value to their phones. They don't rest on their laurels with it. So, if you're on the edge of like, oh, I get the 5 only gets 4 or 5 years of updates. This is going to get 7 years of updates. So if you decide to keep this for years and years to come, you're going to be safe with getting not all the features that they release for the new phones, but a lot of them, and the core ones for sure. And that's big and that's important, especially from Android. You'll get all that cool stuff. To add on to that though, the cameras, like I said, they're a little bit more improved. The video, I did notice, I didn't feel like it was a big jump over the 5. That definitely needs some optimization, but I did feel like the microphones were a little bit better when I listened back to it versus the 5. The 6 sounded better to me. The other parts of it are the build quality, like I mentioned. Not that 5 had bad build quality, but the difference is pretty drastic when you hold it in hand. It feels like a premium phone to a like super premium phone. That's the difference that you feel and see. The brighter displays you can notice. I'm walking my dogs, I'm outside, not a ton, but enough to where I want a bright display and I want to be able to take my phone out and see it. And the Z Fold 6 makes that difference. It's a huge jump. It's almost 1,000 nits more than the Z Fold 5. It's like 2,600 versus 1,750 nits. I think that's a pretty big jump on there. The colors are really cool. Pink, come on, that's awesome. They've got also the crafted black, what looks seriously amazing. I should have got that one, but I got the pink. Fine with it though. Crafted black looks insane. The blue, the silver. There's some awesome colors in there. They look really, really good. Sketch to image. This is probably one of the first times that, you know, they're adding value into the S Pen, or a reason to get the S Pen. You know, some people with the Fold, me included, yeah, I've had the S Pen, or I do have S Pens. I never use it. And, you know, I can write notes, you can do all that. You can still do that on the 6 and you can do it on the 5, but then they're adding in sketch to image, which you can draw stuff and it creates an image based off of what you drew. And you can do that on a blank canvas or on a photo that you took, and it will add it to it. I'll be able to admit, a little bit gimmicky, but super fun. And they're gonna have more things as well with the S Pen and AI built into there. You can't underestimate the trade-in offers too. If you have a Fold 5 or even an older Fold, you can get up to $1,200 trade-in. Like, I think this is this is the biggest trade-in offers ever. And I think they know that a lot of people are looking at this saying, hey, or what they're hearing, it's not a big upgrade, it's not this, it's not that. I've said it myself, I'm not gonna deny it. But then once I held it, I could feel the differences. I can see the differences. There's some the differences that I find important: the display, better camera photo taking, the better build quality. All of that is very important to me. And and to add on to that though, the opinions of people that are really strong, the people that have the biggest audiences on YouTube and pretty much everywhere else, do not use folding phones. A lot of those people are iPhone users. A lot of them, and if they're not iPhone users, they use regular traditional phones. They don't use folding phones. They do not. I use a folding phone basically 95% of the time, if not more. I have it be the Z Fold line or the Pixel line, Pixel Fold line, or the OnePlus Open. That's what I use basically every single day of the year. And if my opinion doesn't count, I think you're crazy, because I use these things all the time. And the Z Fold 6 is going to be a solid, good, incremental update. But again, when you add increments, they become larger. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to pre-order, link down below, guys. Take advantage of the crazy pre-order offers, and also have links down there to pre-order the other stuff, such as the Buds 3 Pro, the Galaxy Ring, the Galaxy Watch 7 and Watch Ultra. Check it out. It supports the site. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.